Hey guys, this is Purple Ranger, and here's part 8. Now, a few weeks after the preview, my dad, my mom, and my sister, and Maggie, our puppy, we went to New Jersey for Thanksgiving. It took us like 6 hours to get there because of the pouring rain. It usually takes us about 4 hours, but we left at 8 p.m. We got there just after 2. But anyway, I spent part of the time in the hotel room mostly to keep Maggie from howling, because the hotel we were staying at had this thing where if your dog's too noisy, they charge you a fine. But and plus my parents went with my sister to take some pictures, for a project she was working on, and I ended up spending at one point just watching a lot of TV, like Tanked on Animal Planet. I've since become a huge fan of that show. But anyway, we were there, like I said, to celebrate Thanksgiving with my dad's relatives, and we had a lot of fun. We went to various places. I got to do something I had never thought I would ever get to do, and that was eat burgers from an actual White Castle restaurant. Because at that point, the only time I'd ever eaten anything White Castle were the White Castle burgers you buy at a grocery store. Because the nearest White Castle to me, the nearest White Castle is actually all the way up in New Jersey. And I had 4 bacon cheeseburgers, which are very small. Of course, I took pictures of them for the hell of it. And the burgers were delicious. I hope next time my family and I go up there, we have White Castle again. And it was really fun. And also, we had celebrate Thanksgiving with my dad's family. I at one point, of course, got a migraine, so a really bad migraine. So when I felt migraine coming on, I just went downstairs in the basement. And when you get those auroras in your eyes, which are an omen for migraines, you have to be in total darkness. Well, the only dark place in the whole house was the basement, so I went down there for a while. And it was just, and then the headache kicked in, and I ended up falling asleep. But luckily, I woke up, and so we could head back to the hotel. And we had fun with my dad's relatives. In fact, we even visited them prior to Thanksgiving. Just to visit them. And also on that day, on Thanksgiving, my folks and I, and Samantha and I, took Maggie to the beach at Asbury Park. Maggie just ran around like crazy. She loved the sand, even though it was freezing. I took a lot of photos of her, and not to mention the scenery, particularly of this rock formation there. And I saw this rock there, and I immediately thought of some friends of mine, who are cosplayers. And I pictured one of them who often dresses like She-Hulk. And I pictured her pretending to pick up and grab the rock so she could pick it up and hurl it. And I thought that would be really cool. That area would be really cool to do a cosplay photo shoot on. In fact, if you're watching this, Echo, I think it'd be really cool if you. I took some photos, so I'll tag you in them. Okay, if you're cool with it. Anyway, and likewise, of course, any of my other friends who are cosplayers, if you want to see it's just something. I'll tag some of you in it, so so maybe someday, we can all in the future, we can all get together and go to that spot and just take pictures and hang out. Right? And we'll do a cosplay shoot. Anyway, I also, the day after Thanksgiving, I went, of course, to Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, where I bought a few comics, including the second issue of Cryptozoic Man. And when I was there, I saw Walt and Mike, and they remembered me yet again. And it was pretty fun. I told Mike that the thing I was working on, I'm still working on that Marvel Comics related Common Rare thing. And I told him that next time I come up, I will have pictures. Okay, I'll have pictures of the creatures so he could see them. And I also showed Mike some photos I took at Baltimore Comic Con. Because at that point, I had seen the episode of Comic Book Men where Walt didn't express his disapproval of cosplay, so I showed him some photos I got of various people in cosplay, including some of my friends. and he thought they were pretty cool. And then, sure enough, shortly thereafter, that episode of Comic Book Men, where they were at the Baltimore Comic Con, aired, which was pretty cool. But anyway, I like I said, I bought some comics. I took pictures of them. One of them was Avengers Assemble. And it was an Avengers Assemble. I looked for one comic book, but I couldn't find it. And Mike said that they must have been sold out. So I told him I'd probably swing by a comic book store near my house to get it. And he was, and I mean, I meant no offense by that, of course. But anyhow, the following Saturday, my family and I, we headed home. I also forgot to mention, I did stop by Reedy's and got the Secret Stash Superhero, which was delicious. And I mean, I took tons of pictures that weekend, and the photos will be up on Facebook. So, and you know what, this is going on a little long for that one part, so this ends part 8. There's a ton more things I gotta talk about.